a bookish parcel. Good morning. I am currently in my parents' house again. I've come home for a really nice, slow, relaxing weekend because I just feel like London feels so manic and just crazy. So it's really nice to kind of get away from the big city and come away to my hometown and spend a little bit of quality time with my family and just properly slowing down. The first step of my lovely little slow weekend is actually getting my hair done. So I'm getting highlights done this morning. This is what we're currently working with. It's this kind of like brown, old highlights is still kind of there, but it's not very exciting. So I'm going to go and get my hair done and I'll show you the final outcome. Here is the finished hair. I have to say, I am absolutely obsessed with it. I just scratched myself. I think it's so stunning and I love like how blended the colours are, but it's still blonde, but it looks natural, but it looks like I haven't had it done. It looks so like gorgeous. I'm actually obsessed with it. And I don't know if you can really tell because it has kind of fallen out, but I got some like little thin bits here, like short bits, so that I can have bits down when I tie up my hair like this. You can see here, this one. And I'm actually obsessed with it. I think she did such a great job. She always does a great job, to be fair, with my hair. So I'm very, very happy. We are going to pop to the shops in a bit, maybe in like an hour, because I need to pick up a couple of last minute pieces for holiday. It's the next day and I already spent the morning reading a little bit of Air of Fire, which is upstairs on charge. My Kindle, I was like, where is it? It was really nice to kind of like get up really slowly. I had like such a slow morning. I didn't get dressed until like 9 o'clock, which is a bit unlike me, but I just needed that lie-in. But I have a bookish parcel that has been delivered and we need to open it together. I got a message from Quercus Books. I don't know how you say that, but they basically wanted to send me one of Beth O'Leary's summer books, but the catch is I actually don't know which one they've sent me. It is a surprise. So I thought we could open it together because that is very exciting and I love any kind of bookish parcels. So I am not going to see what it is. I want you to see, but I'm just going to make sure you can see the front. I'm going to close my eyes so you can see which book it is first. Ooh, The No-Show. I actually haven't heard anything about this book. I'm quite excited to read it. I love any kind of like summery romance. So from the back of the book, it looks like there's a guy called Joseph Carter who arranges to go on dates with these girls and then he just doesn't show up. So that actually sounds quite exciting. I think that's going to be a really fun holiday read. Do you know what? I might actually take this to another holiday that I'm going on later this year if I don't get around to it before then. Oh, it matches my nails. Yay! Anyway, I'm very excited about that. I have made it back to London. It is so hot. Like, I hate to complain because we rarely get hot weather in the UK. However, this is actually a bit too much. And I'm slightly terrified for the rest of this week because it's going up to like 37 degrees. We are not made for that in this country, okay? Like, we don't have aircon. Like, my trains to get home, the London ones, don't have aircon, so I was sweating on the way home. So when I got home, I literally had to lie on the sofa in front of the fan for like 2 hours because I just couldn't cope with it. But I have just been doing a little bit of digital planning on my iPad and I thought we could actually just run through my evening routine because I have been really trying to set up my routine so that I get better sleep. I've been struggling a lot with my sleep recently, so these are the steps that I have started to do that I think are helping, and I have actually popped them into my weekly habits section of my digital planner. So a couple of them for my evening routine is taking my magnesium. I'll go through which magnesium I'm taking when we get to that, and also meditating. I'm literally just following like 5-minute meditations, but I think it's helping so far. So I want to stick to that this week and just make sure that I feel my best going into next week, because obviously I'm on the early on Mondays and that means that I have to get up at 4:30. So I really need to get my Sunday night routine down. So that's what we'll do together tonight. I'm going to go eat my dinner, catch up on Love Island, and then we will get stuck into the evening routine. Just watched TV, I've caught up on Love Island, and we've had our dinner. So now it is time to get into bed and do my evening routine, or kind of like my bedtime routine, I guess. So I am going to be starting with my iPad, obviously. I am literally obsessed with this iPad, by the way. I'm using it all the time. I can't stay off it. I feel like I've turned into a bit of an iPad kid. But the first thing that I'm going to do is actually plan tomorrow. So I use this template that I bought from Etsy, and I can basically go down my day by hour and just, I think it's split out by half an hour actually. So I can go down by half an hours and just like add in and plan what I've got on, what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to pop that in now. That's always the first thing that I do, because that helps me to get all of the kind of like my to-do list down on paper. So then I'm not thinking about it when I'm trying to sleep, if that makes sense. It just gets everything out and then I don't have to think about it because I know it's all planned out. And I also have the Good Notes app on my phone as well. So if at any point in the day I'm like, oh my God, what's next? I can just go onto my Good Notes app and have a look and see what my priorities and my to-do is. I feel like that's what helps me to stay organized and on top of things, like doing full-time work and content on the side and studying towards a Pilates instructor course is actually so overwhelming. So if I don't stay on top of my to-do list and get everything out, then I just get very overwhelmed, and I don't want to be overwhelmed. I want to be stress-free. So yeah, this is how I plan everything out. All my planning is now done, and I feel like my brain is now clear, so I can really focus now on getting into my sleep. So the first, well, the only supplement that I'm actually taking at the moment is the where do I put this? The Free Cell 4-in-1 magnesium glycinate and turmeric tablets. Now I basically started using these because I'm struggling with my sleep at the moment. So I basically went for the magnesium glycinate and turmeric blend purely because magnesium glycinate is a really researched form of magnesium, and it is known for supporting your sleep and also your overall general well-being, which is something that at the moment I really feel like I need. And I also really like that this has turmeric in it, purely because turmeric is really good for supporting muscle recovery and also inflammation. So it's got a really good mix of ingredients in these tablets. So I just take them every night before bed. Serving is actually 3 tablets. So I'm just gonna take those now. They're also, what I like about these is they're quite big tablets. Wait for it to focus. But they're very easy to swallow. So I'm gonna take these and then we will go through the other little bits that I like to do before bed. And the last little product that I like to use before bed is actually the Laneige sleep mask. I just really like putting this on when I go to sleep. It's actually not a necessity whatsoever. And to be honest, I don't think you need an expensive lip mask. I think any lip balm will do, but I got this for Christmas. But I really like how this makes my lips feel really moisturized. And like over the winter, I didn't have dry lips at all really, because I was using this every single night. So I just like to put it on. It's kind of like my little evening ritual. And I also like to put a little bit of cuticle oil on my nails. This is just an Essie one. It's super old. Like it's basically run out. I'm like really having to like scrape at the bottom of the barrel to get a little bit of cuticle oil on there. But I want to look after my nails, especially because I have a big trip coming up. So I really want to make sure that the biab is nice and healthy so that I can get cute nails before New York. So yeah, that is basically the little products that I do. And then after that, I am literally just going to sit down and read. So I'm currently reading Heir of Fire, which is obviously one of the books in the Throne of Glass series. If you've been watching any of my vlogs recently, you'll have seen that I'm currently in the middle of a reread of that series and I'm absolutely loving it. It's probably not the best books to be reading before bed, purely because sometimes it can be quite like, I don't know, energetic, I guess, and there's like things going on all of the time, so you're almost like wanting to stay up and read it. But if I'm being completely honest with you, I'm always exhausted by the time I get into bed, and I do feel like I have kind of solidified my evening routine to the point like I'll get into bed and I'll start reading and I'll literally be falling asleep. So I don't really have the problem of like staying up till like 2 a.m. reading books, because I'm always like half asleep by that point. But before I get into my book, actually I forgot my last little part of my, well, Second to last part of my evening routine is actually to do some meditation. I am not doing anything fancy when it comes to meditation. I'm just going onto YouTube. I'm finding a 5-minute meditation, and that is all I'm doing. Like literally top one here, it knows exactly what I'm looking for at this time of night. So I'm going to get myself comfy in bed, turn on my meditation, and then we can read.